My eyes linger, and I find my tongue moving over the inside of my teeth, tempted to see what taut gray meat tastes like. Oh, this woman has the thirst. Hello, I'm Dante, soon to be your favorite voiceover artist. And I thought, what should I do to display some voiceover ability? Like, just reading excerpts from a prestige book like War and Peace doesn't sound like it would make for entertaining videos or contents or readings or anything like that. Unless you were listening to an audiobook where you're really into War and Peace or something. No, I thought a much more fun, much more humorous route would be to read an excerpt from a little erotic novel of sorts. One that's very peculiar. I personally don't read erotic novels. The closest thing to romance I'll watch is like a romantic comedy or something like that. But over the years, I've seen some pretty hilarious excerpts from romance novels, and romance is putting it lightly, over the years that I always thought would be pretty funny to read out loud in a video or in some other format. So I found an excerpt from a novel by an author named Ivy McAdams, and it's titled Abducted by an Alien Savage, which apparently is going to be part of a whole-ass book series called Kutarian Warriors or something. It's about like aliens, and there's some other weird stuff in here I can tell just from this excerpt, and thought that, hey, I'll read this little bit out for your listening pleasure. And hey, you might want to go and like pick up this book to see and listen and read all the craziness that this book has to offer, because this little bit is pretty out there as is. So let's begin, I would say. Excerpt from Abducted by an Alien Savage by Ivy McAdams. When I first open my eyes, I can't figure out why everyone is screaming. A girl near me is crying and shouting. Who fell asleep at the scary movie channel playing again? Then I realize I'm moving. The ground is far below me, rocking back and forth with the footsteps of the person carrying me. Wait, not a person. The attack on our cruiser earlier comes rushing back. The giant bug-looking aliens that snatched everyone from the ground like we were a bunch of Easter eggs. All the shooting and screaming. Then the huge silver men on dinosaurs had shown up. The huge silver men on dinosaurs? Okay, alright. Riding fucking dinosaurs. That's the next line, sorry. I was ready to rain down praises and lofty promises I didn't intend to keep to the beautiful creatures that saved us, until one of them had speared our gunman through the chest Rambo style. Holy shit. Oh, this dialogue. I must have blacked out or something after that, because now I'm dangling in the air. Some sickening screams draw my attention, and I look at the girl hanging in front of me. She's tucked under the arm of one of our rescuers like a tiny poodle being taken to the vet, and another girl hangs limp on the other side. The alien man has long legs and an amazing V-shaped frame that tapers down into the waist of some form-fitting leather chaps and a loincloth. That's a look. It's just like a caveman, I guess. Okay. I jerk my head up to stare at the alien carrying me. I'm not being held around the middle like a sack of potatoes like the others. He has me cradled against his chest, and I can hear the steady thump of his heartbeat. Okay, it's nice. His gaze is trained ahead of us, and we're trailing 3 other aliens carrying members of my tour group. My heart melts in relief, and I want to hug him. Thank goodness these guys came around to save us from those insect monsters. There's not a can of Raid big enough to get rid of those fuckers. Now that we're no longer in imminent danger, I take a moment to stare at my rescuer. I am a scientist, after all. I'm curious about alien life forms, no matter if they're my new best friends or not. The angles of his face are interesting. High cheekbones and a strong jaw that would be considered quite attractive here on Earth. It's difficult to see much of his face from underneath his chin, and my eyes travel down his thick neck to his wide shoulders. They're quite large, with his pewter-colored skin stretched height over his hard muscles. My eyes linger, and I find my tongue moving over the inside of my teeth, tempted to see what taut gray meat tastes like. Oh, this woman has the thirst. Hot damn! I clamp my mouth shut tighter at my odd reaction. Pull yourself together. You didn't die back there. No need to fawn over him. Those are false promises you were declaring, remember? I go back to studying him silently. Along the side of his neck and trailing down his shoulders are dark scales, a swirl of silvers, that reminds me of campfire smoke on a clear night. I'm pressed against the wide wall of his chest. It's hard, but warm. I'm tempted to press a palm to his huge pec muscle. I almost follow through this time, until I hear the soft chirp of an animal nearby. When my head swings around, it comes face to face with a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And that's the end of the excerpt. So that was Abducted by an Alien Savage by Ivy McAdams. That was interesting. Like, it's got some thirst for some great aliens. There's a random T-Rex that shows up. Giant bug-like aliens like Starship Troopers. I'm almost tempted to go pick that one up myself just to see what the heck happens and where the heck that story could possibly go. But if you like that story, be sure to check out that book. Look it up. Go buy a copy. It's relatively new, I think. And have at it for that one. And if you have any suggestions over other things I should read or give a dramatic reading to, or just stuff that you want to hear me say, just drop a comment or drop a line, drop an email or somewhere, and let me know. And I can get some more of these videos up for your entertainment and viewing pleasure. Again, I'm Dante, the Heavy Haystack VA. You'll have a good one.